Oh, how sweet. Somebody already liked it. So I'm either going to do the pick a card at the beginning or like later on, so check the info below, okay? Depending on, someone already paid for a reading, I'm going to see if they come. And if not, I'm going to jump into Tarot of Magic pick a cards, Tarot Sexual Magic pick a cards. Hello. Also, just going to finish this real quick. So what's up, guys? Anybody have a reading request, or should I just jump into Tarot Sexual Magic pick a cards? Pick a card, pick a cards. We'll start shuffling, see what happens. I brought the book too, so I can do like a little bit of a deeper dive if I feel called. So, this is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Oh. How are we going to identify the piles? Okay, 3 piles. Pick one of these. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. I'll let you sit with it for a minute. Consider the color, the words, the image. Okay, 3 piles. What do you need to know about your romantic life, your sexual life, anything that wants to come through? So this, we've got a flipper. I always like to show because it's like fun, right? Okay, flip. 3 of Cups, partying, celebration, togetherness, fruitfulness, fruits of your labors, fun, friends. Just like if you're not already feeling this, you're going to be feeling it very soon. I'd be surprised if you're not already starting to see a shift in this direction in terms of your social life. But I also kind of feel like maybe there's a message for some of you who are going to see this. Hi, Olivia. That like you're going to start thinking about maybe dating more people at once, or like having like a threesome for the first time, or more, getting back into that again, or like, you know what I mean? Just like more people in terms of sexuality too, like thinking just more. There's definitely an element of your circle expanding, whether it's friends, sex, both, and fun, good times. Bottom of the deck, yeah. Because it's like you're in a whole new cycle of your life. You're in a whole new experience of your life. I don't know, my pinky wants to do that. It's a weird thing. You ever notice some people, their pinkies do that? You're in a new cycle of your life. You are really in this fresh start energy. Like you have conquered some demons. So it's like time to get out there and celebrate this win. And expand your mind around sexuality, friendships, lighter dynamics, less heaviness, not lacking in intimacy because it's cups, 3 of Cups, it's emotional connections, but expanding your ideas. I also feel like regardless of what applies, because this is a collective reading, it's like this new you, the Fool, it's very different, so it's going to want different things. You're going to want different things. So, you know, have fun with that. 3 of Cups is, it's like party, celebration, have fun. There's usually 3 people in the card. So that's why I was like, threesomes, group sex, dating multiple people. Yeah, there's really an element with pile 1 that like, if you're not already doing this, like lighten up. If you have a partner and you're like, what? But you still stayed because you're like, oh, I am in this new cycle of my life with the Fool. It's more about like, how can we spice things up? How can we make things fun again? And really mostly, how can we lighten things up again? Because things have gotten too heavy. We're not having fun anymore. And you are in a fresh energy to liven things up, to have fun again. make sure your partner feels included then, you know? Or for some of you, you may be like, yeah, I'm in this new cycle and I realize I want somebody else, or I want to date more people than just this person, or, you know what I mean? It's just, it's definitely like a reassessment of what you want, to have fun, to be joyful, be playful, have fun, play, from a newfound place of like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm not dealing with the heavy shit. Heavy shit's over. I'm ready to go have some fun because, look, like, this is all I need. All I have are the essentials. So, like, I'm in this, like, big, expansive place of endless possibilities because I'm not being weighed down by, like, emotional heaviness anymore, or my personal pain anymore, or like it could also be like being bored within a dynamic that's been stale, but then like that caused you to go inwards and work on yourself, and then now you're coming out of it in this full energy, in this fresh energy, and then that's inevitably gonna like enliven your partnership again. Hey Shay, I'm doing a pick a card real quick. Yeah, but if you want, we can always do yours and then just circle back around and I can just timestamp it. So I'll let you decide. Okay, pile one. What else? I love pile one. So, single in a relationship, I feel like it's all across the board for pile one. You know, it's just take what applies, like what you know that you've been going through. Look, 3 of Cups is on the bottom. Like, you're like, let's have fun. I'm having fun now. Like, that's what's happening here. Fun. Yeah, I was already feeling like, because this is the masturbation card, and I was like, no, you're in a vibe where you're like, this is fun, this is great, this is fruitful, but like, I'm done with it. And you know, it's funny because it was upright, and it's not necessarily like that, you know, the message of the card, although it is masturbation. I usually get a message from this card of like, your person's masturbating and thinking about you, or like, you're masturbating a lot, or you should masturbate. But I was more like, you know, you're done like with masturbating with like, you know, like, I think this is really for everyone, regardless of if they are in a relationship or not, for pile one. Like, I think this encapsulates everybody, because I think it's like you've been pleasuring yourself, or you've been fantasizing, or you've been just kind of like doing your own thing, even if it's not sexual, like finding other ways to please yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because we're human, we seek pleasure. So, and this is doing it by yourself. And see, with the magician in reverse, you're like, I want other people to pleasure me now. Like, I want to seek and experience pleasure with others. I think a lot of pile one has experienced, if not all of pile one, no, all of pile one has experienced isolation, and has done really well in terms of self-love and healing and all of that. But now it's time to come out of that and not just focus on yourself for pleasure anymore. Like, yeah, you can do it, but like, you don't have to worry about codependency. You know, it's like, it's time to come out and just enjoy others. Just enjoy it. And I think that there's also a hesitancy. Like, some of you are like, well, I'm hesitant to like change things up with my partner, or like, I'm hesitant to communicate and be like, oh, let's try different things. Let's try with other people. Or like, I'm hesitant to come out of my isolation, you know, my hermit mode. Understandable, because the ego always fights back. The ego is always like, no, like, I'm comfortable here, so no. But you gotta fight against it, because like, you're not happy with that anymore. Because the 3 of Cups is coming through again on the bottom. Like, other people, multiple people, even possibly, you know? Yeah, let's just see if there's any more. There's only 3 piles, so you're awesome shit. Okay. I totally get it though. Like, if you have a question, you're like, I really just want to know. Okay. Any more for pile one? I'm hearing no, that's it. Keep doing your thing. Keep seeking your celebration and your pleasure. And I'm hearing fall off. If someone falls off, then let them. Sorry to sound ruthless, but like, you've worked so hard for this place, so don't let anybody like take you off that. Like, enlightened, fresh energy. And it is high up, you know? Don't let them knock you off your pedestal. You deserve that pedestal. Go have fun with that pedestal, pile one. Okay. So pile two. the pink energy transmission card. And there's 2 people in this one. 2 entities. And pile 1, I didn't say it, but it's calling our parts home. And it's like one big complex entity, which is cool. Expansion for pile 1. Okay, now pile 2, energy transmissions. There are 2 very clear entities meeting by the head. What does pile 2 need to hear? Okay, so there's a song that just popped back in my head as I just started channeling the energy for pile 2. Forget Me Too by Machine Gun Kelly and Halsey. Yeah, so that's going to apply for some of you. Sometimes I channel songs that just pop right in, which is really fun. I love that. Get that down. I'm also feeling that a lot of pile 2 twin flames within a difficult dynamic, but we'll see. Based on the imagery, based on the energy I was feeling to begin with. Oops. Okay, so these flipped. Sorry, I showed one. I forgot to show you. King of Swords. Okay, now I want to read this. This is the underlying energy, and I know the message is important from the book. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. I love this card. I love her dress. The World upright. And the Hermit in reverse. I feel that, okay, these going to be a few different messages. I'm pretty sure all of the pile 2s are twin flames, though. The 2 of Pentacles talks about the fear of hesitation needs to be overcome. This is in reverse. So I feel like if you're a twin flame, or in a divine partnership, let's put it that way, okay? Because there could be some soulmates who choose this as well. And you've been like waiting on this person to overcome their hesitation. I feel that they are, especially because it's coupled with the Hermit in reverse. Less of them being like, poor me, I wish I could get my fire started. Look at these people like having fun and fucking over here. You know what I mean? Like, it's less like that and more like, okay, I'm gonna go get my fire started. You know, this guy actually approaching this girl, and it doesn't matter about your gender. It's just like the energy of the people. Because the reason why I can clearly get that message to begin with is because we got the World upright here. This is a completion and look, an approach, an actual approach. Another thing to keep in mind is everything I've been saying about your person is true for you in one way or another. So like you finally overcome your internal fear of hesitation, your fear and hesitation. Based on whatever particular issue you've been working through personally as an individual, and been less like sulking in the corner, poor me, why is life happening over there? And more like now you're like, no, I'm going to make my life happen. So because it's mirroring, and twins always mirror each other, and soulmates tend to as well. If both of you are completing like a big cycle of victim mentality and holding yourself back out of fear. Now, that can apply differently based on like everyone's situation, but I'm definitely feeling that. King of Swords upright, you know, very like authoritative. I'm definitely feeling third party with the lady in the background, but like conquering a third party issue, probably issues, because twin flames tend to have like a lot of different third parties. But there's something about the power dynamic that's written for this card that I think is important. This is upright, so it's positive. And it's the underlying energy for the spread I just read, you know. If it was a paragraph, it would be the subject, yeah? King of Swords. Fondling, the magic of the black orchid. Love is made of strength. True love is capable of going beyond strength. Yeah, the force of third parties, of outside influences. Like overt force to hold a twin back from another twin. Love always conquers that in the end. There are different kinds of strength. There's something here about like a power dynamic between the twin flames, though. I have to be honest, I'm getting a little bit of toxic masculinity coming through here from the divine masculine, but each twin flame holds that energy within them. So if you are the divine feminine watching this, you have to ask yourself, how is my masculine energy functioning in a toxic way? And it's a difficult question to ask yourself, but it's a block you can break through, or possibly one you're already breaking through. Because it's upright, but I was still getting kind of a vibe like bow down to me, overly egotistical. And there's a need to play with this, I think, in the bedroom to kind of like give the energy an outlet. Because I think as humans, we tend to have power plays, and you know, it's how the ego is a lot of the times, whether we want to admit it or not. Competition, power plays, you know, who's the boss in the room, da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Like I could go on and on about how the ego plays this out like every single day. Like you walk into a store, you know, based on like the energy of the people there, like the interactions, even just a store, you know, high school, like, you know what I mean? Think about it like that too. Like, and pretty much like high school never really ends. Like, let's be real. You're a high school man, but like the dynamics of adults, people still do it. It's so funny. Yeah, you know, I'm a people, so you know, it's not even like I'm hating. I'm a part of this too. Anyway, there's something to do with like a need for healing of toxic masculinity still. Yes. Okay, so that was 2. And you know what? There could be even a few people who pick 2 who aren't soulmates or twin flames or don't identify or understand that, and that's still the energy of the person that you've been waiting on, okay? Or if you feel like you chose pal 2 and someone's been waiting on you to overcome your hesitation, that's like your message for what you're going through and what you need to keep in mind, and ask yourself. So, 3, imbalance and positive polarity. And there's 2 entities in this one too. See, you know what's interesting? It's like I'm being drawn back too, if you're still here. Like in the one I chose for pal 2, it kind of feels like a face-off, like they're in each other's face, you know? Like maybe like some mental battles, some ego battles, some like I'm not backing down battles, like and a need like to heal that. Or you know, to kind of translate that to the bedroom as like a healthy outlet and like fun. Because I think in this case, pal 2, you and your person both are like strong in your ego and like do need to find like an outlet for this energy. Like you can't just pretend it's not there. And neither one of you want to back down. So 2 strong personalities that just need to figure out like how to work this energy out in a healthy way. That's what I'm feeling. I'm definitely feeling like power couple vibes from pal 2. Okay, now pile 3, it's a lot like sweeter because it's like the 2 entities are like hugging, and I know you guys probably can't see it very well. I didn't plan on using this, but here it is. Okay, so pile 3, and then this one. Awesome! Welcome, Raquel. So Shay will be first, and then we'll do Raquel. And if you want to catch up, just go ahead and watch that when this is over, because I'll leave it public. And I apologize if it's a little confusing with my setup, but yeah. Okay, pile 3. Pile 3. Imbalance and positive polarity with like kind of a sweet connection here. Like a very sweet, like because they're hugging. I actually think for pile 3, the trouble comes in, you connect mentally, you connect emotionally, but then like sexually there's like, I don't know, something, let's see what it is. Based on the way that they're standing. It's like almost completely like in I was going to say intimacy. That's not a word. But you get what I'm saying? Like they're almost fully like against each other, like in full embrace, but their genitalia is not touching. And that I feel like that's a message for pile 3. So what is that? Also kind of keep in mind, like play with the ideas of the energy that I'm channeling to see how that applies for your specific situation. And, you know, you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely my pile because it'll make sense. Woo! 3 of Wands in reverse. Okay, I think, this is a really interesting message coming in for pile 3. I have a feeling that some of you who choose this pile are trying to get pregnant with your partner right now, and you're getting really frustrated and you're getting really sick of waiting. For some of you with the Five of Cups in reverse, this happened in the past where there was a miscarriage, or it's just like, yeah. And I apologize for that, by the way. That's terrible. But I think that like living in this energy of being too focused on the past, the pain of that loss, although it's a terrible loss, it's understandable to feel pain. You're finally realizing with the Five of Cups in reverse that it's time to process that energy. It's time to let it go. And I think some of you are trying to decide, like, do I want to move forward and still like get pregnant, or like do I want to like stop waiting and stop trying? Okay, that's just for some people who chose pile 3. So if that doesn't apply, I definitely see this as like coming out of an energy of being focused on the past pain, and possibly even going back to people from your past, like exes, like getting too comfortable in past dynamics when it's time to move on. You're like, no, I'm done with that now. I'm finally done with that. Okay. So you see how like it would apply across the board, but it depends on your situation. And then we got the Three of Wands in reverse. So I get this energy of like, I've been waiting on my life to happen for a long time, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not waiting on life to happen to me anymore, and I'm not going to live in the past anymore. Yeah. So the Hierophant in reverse. I'm not getting that. No. I'm getting breaking out of soul contracts. Now, what's the energy of that? Or like a soul a soul contract ending, coming to conclusion. You finally learn the lesson. You finally wrap up the karma. It's like breaking, like in a good way. Let's just see. Yeah. Because there's this new energy of like healing your emotions and then wanting to put yourself back out there with the King of Cups. Also, I just feel like this is an energy of you making yourself feel safe. Like you're the king and the queen here. And I think that you've been feeling a lot safer within yourself to start exploring darker urges. That's really what I'm feeling here. Like darker sexual urges, darker sexual, like lingerie, even the way she is, like just darker fashion, darker expression of oneself, getting to know your shadow and loving it, integrating it, which is like totally Capricorn season. If you see this during Capricorn season, that's why you have Capricorn season to thank for that. Yeah, it's like you did the soul contract's not even broken, it's just done now. Yeah. Okay, there's a danger. Yeah. So with the Strength card in reverse, there's just a bit of a danger now because you're like really comfortable in like your masculine willpower energy, regardless of your gender, like that masculine side of human nature, human energy fields. Don't get too carried away with it. Don't get too egotistical. Don't get like too holier than thou, etc. Like just make sure you keep a balance. Because it's like exciting and you're making your life happen again. Like I definitely feel this from like an emotionally healed place. There's just a small danger of getting a little carried away with that, as all humans tend to do. So just kind of rein it in when you need to. But I don't feel that's like now. So, okay, I'll show you. We got another flipper. Ace of Cups in reverse. So I kind of feel like there's a possibility for like an emotional, intimate, committed, monogamous relationship here. If you have one already in your life, I think that I'd be really surprised. I think pile 3 is single, or at least not committed. There's a possibility of having one. If for some reason maybe 1 or 2 you stumble across the video, I can see how it applies in the sense that like there's a need for renewal. There's a possibility for renewal within your connection, but I'm hearing not yet. So with the bottom of the deck being the 10 of Cups in reverse, reassessing family values. That's going to apply for everyone who chooses pile 3. That's what you've been going through. It's a part of your emotional processing. It's a part of your soul contracts. And it's a part of the new future that you will be building when the Ace of Cups moves upright, because it came out in reverse, whether it's the renewal of a relationship or the start of a family or the redesign of the family. Yeah. It's another kind of possibility / transitional energy with the 10 of Cups being in reverse. I feel like there's one or two more for pile 3, and then we'll go on to our readings. Whoop. Okay, these for sure. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, just watch manipulative tendencies. Like, you're gonna feel very powerful, but just as long as like you're nurturing, because this, okay, Queen of Wands is in reverse is the bottom of the deck energy. This one came out upright. Queen of Cups, as long as you are emotionally nurturing yourself and others, like everyone in your life, all different kinds of relationships. I don't think you have to worry too much about being like manipulative. But there's a possibility of you being in your Queen of Cups energy and let's just put these on for a second. Other bitches being jealous and bitchy and fucking trying to project energy on your situation, possibly even like black magic bitches. Like, so just be careful and protect yourself. Be strong, stand up for yourself, boundaries, whether it's energetic and spiritual or just like, you know, with your energy and your conversation and your eye contact, like remain strong, powerful with boundaries, but also mainly like soft and kind the way that you are. Like, don't let them prod and you know, that out of you, you know, or like project that onto you for so long that you start acting like this, etc. Because I definitely feel like the way to heal this energy, whether it's within or without, is to stay in this Queen of Cups energy. And I want to read this card because it's really important. There's definitely, ooh, yeah, I heard that. There's definitely a battle between like toxic femininity and healed divine feminine energy here. As it's healing in the collective and as it's transforming in the collective, because people want to pretend that like, we're only taking down the patriarchy. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm on board with that. But no, we also need to take down this energy of like manipulative female behavior, because there's a lot of toxicity with that too. And it perpetuates the stereotypes, etc. So I could go on and on. I really could. Queen of Cups, tenderness. And I also feel like there's an energy of like being soft and emotionally nurturing to yourself and others, and then kind of learning how to navigate this, since it's in reverse, to be like fiery and passionate and powerful too, but always making sure that it's coming from an emotionally balanced place. Okay, Queen of Cups, tenderness, the magic of the yellow leaves. Oh, and some of you are going to see like a very significant change within your love life in the fall. Maybe for only for a couple of you, depending on how many people see this, but a tender and gentle story brings you to the point of planning your future with serenity. Oh, that's nice. So there's some kind of like sweet coupling that's happening here. We've got the 7 of Cups in reverse and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like you and your person, it's either somebody you already have, okay, yeah, okay, maybe for a couple of you, or because we got the 7 of Cups in reverse, or you're single and then it's going to be someone who comes into your life. You guys were kind of entertaining different options and feeling kind of confused and not really sure like where you were going in terms of your relationships and your choices. Choices that you would have an emotional attachment to, however you function emotionally speaking. But both of you, I feel no matter if you already have someone or this is somebody new who comes into your life in the fall of 2021, what year is it? 2021. You're both going to be in this energy of like, oh, I don't really need to think about my choices anymore. Like, I just want you. But so like, if you have someone already, you guys maybe have been kind of, I don't know, in terms of choices, maybe you're trying to think about like, well, should I maybe have a new job, or maybe should I move somewhere else, or should I reassess my friendships? Like, you're just kind of having a life overhaul where you're like, what are my options? With the 7 of Cups and coming out of that energy, which just stabilizes everything. But then we've got, you know, everything in your life, romantic, sexual relationships, as well as just like your energy and happiness and peace, you know? But we've got the 3 of Pentacles here in reverse. So I think some of you may decide the person that you've been seeing doesn't emotionally nourish you. They don't make you feel warm. They don't like make you feel safe and protected and also excited. You know, like because of the Queen of Cups with the Queen of Wands in reverse, like maybe they make you feel safe, but they don't make you feel excited. And some of you are going to decide to leave that. Something along those lines. But with the 3 of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, yeah, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and this card being all about like warmth and safety and like, you know, cooking together, etc. Like you may find this person that you meet in the fall. It's hard to work together at first. It's hard to feel warmth from each other at first. I think there's just a miscommunication issue. Maybe you've both struggled with intimacy in the past and you're both just kind of scared and kind of just trying to feel it out. So just have faith with that process. It's either a matter of working on it to get it back to this upright position, or realizing you're not getting that and that it's time to move on. So, yeah. And you know, it's funny, I was talking about choices, and I feel like pile 3 has a lot of different choices, not even just with romance and sex, but we've got the Lovers on the bottom upright, which is all about choices. So, and I also see this as, like the manipulative female, and then like the sweet, you know, Queen of Cups vibe. Yeah, minus, you know, her position. I'm still seeing it that way because you can interpret the card so many different ways. Yeah, so that's the Tarot Sexual Magical Pick-a card. We're gonna go on to the live now. Hey guys. Hi Kayla. I'm ready for your question, Shay, whenever you're ready. How's everybody doing? Shay, I got the Lilith. Oh, I got burnt pivot. Excuse me. I got the Lilith Bible Tarot because I saw those Lilith posts today. You were on fire finding all of that art. That was cool. But this is like my Rider-Waite Tarot with the Lilith interpretation added to it. Cool. You know, considering I didn't get ready, I actually look all right. It's awesome. Like I literally have no makeup on. Like I barely even got ready today. I just hustled all day. I was like, I'm really nervous. Okay. Yes, of course. You can ask a heavy question, light question. You never have to worry. No, I'm all about the heavy questions. It's cool. I was on vacation, and the reason why I didn't show up, by the way, I apologize for not showing up that night, was because I got into some like heavy readings with a friend we were on vacation with. I literally gave her like heavy readings one after the other for hours. So like, no, I'm good. I'm comfortable in the shadows. I really am. It's a very comfortable place for me. So don't worry about it. You're welcome. It means a lot to me too that you want to work out the energy with me. It really does. Yeah. And it's so sweet of you to ask on top of that. Really appreciate that. It's like respect for my energy. I love that. It's refreshing based on a lot of the other relationships I've had throughout my life. They didn't really give a fuck about. You know? Thank you for giving the fuck. Okay. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. I'm so sorry that happened. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. That's a lot. And they fell. So Archangel Michael's on this card and it's in reverse. So I kept hearing it. I tried. Okay. So that's coming from Michael. Let me just, excuse me. Oh, okay. We'll figure it out. Your mom's in a very chaotic energy. Based on what I'm picking up here. I feel that he like tried and he was guiding her, but it almost feels self-destructive in nature. Like there was some urge within her that was just like craving self-destruction. And I apologize, I know it's triggering, but I know it's a triggering scenarios and we have trust here, so that's good. So, okay. And that was before I even saw the cards, and I just wanted to clarify before I gave you the messages. Okay, 10 of Wands in reverse. It's like your mom is at the end of a big cycle in her life surrounding like who she gives her creative energy to. This could be like who she gives her sexual energy to. I'm not sure. But like wherever she puts most of her energy, she's at the end of a cycle with that where she needs to break out of that. And I feel like instead of processing the ending and beginning anew, that she's becoming self-destructive. And I think maybe this is just a embedded subconscious element that needed to come out through the combo experience. But let's keep going because a lot came out. The Hermit in reverse. Yeah, that makes sense why I was channeling that. Like a resistance to moving on from the end of this cycle and needing to go inward and take the journey of the Hermit. Out of fear of the unknown. And that fear, yes, and that and that fear of the unknown is what caused her to be self-destructive, especially because 10 of Wands in reverse is a very self-destructive energy at times too. Okay, so we've got the Two of Swords. Like she felt stuck, and I feel like that's why she took the microdose, is because she felt stuck and she's like wanting to break out of it because she can't seem to work through it mentally on her own. She has a lot of mental blocks, a lot of like I'm channeling her aura, and it's like too much energy up here. It's a big cloud when it should all be working together like simultaneously in more of like a, you know what I mean? Like one shape of all the chakras working together simultaneously, and your mom's aura is more like it's just too much going on up here, and then it gets like there's not enough going on in her lower chakras. Okay, so wanting to end the suffering, not knowing how. See, this is another reason why I feel that Archangel Michael really wants you to know he tried, because it's like the angel steps in to avoid the suffering, but this is in reverse, so ignoring the angel stepping in and ignoring like intuition as well. Yeah, with the Chariot in reverse. Let me clarify this card specifically. Hold on. Queen of Cups, Eight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, she's going through something like very emotional because the Queen of Cups here is in reverse. The Eight of Wands here is in reverse. And this reminds me of the 10 of Wands in reverse, like frustration, lack of energy. Like she knows she's been having emotional blocks and she's been feeling like overly emotional lately. I'm hearing not wanting to get up. Not wanting to like do her work, do her work in the world, whatever that is. Life purpose energy / actual work energy. And feeling like this was the way to work through it. And with the Chariot here being in reverse, I'm kind of needing to clarify it first. So let me do that. Because I actually think your mom did work through something. It's just she got hit. So, the physical shock is terrible, and I hope that she's okay. That makes sense. Yeah, okay, let's clarify it. I'll tell you. Can you clarify? Because, I'm thinking of like the Chariot as her vehicle, her body being her vehicle, and then like it getting, hurt and harmed. But there's some other message here that I want to clarify first. That's more positive, by the way. But I want to see what comes out to clarify that. I'm hearing Michael, he's saying that there was a way for her to work through it though without hurting herself. But sometimes based on my experience, based on what I've seen and also what I'm picking up here, I'm going to read these in a second. Sometimes self-destruction, even though it's awful, even though it's terrible and painful and, there was another way to do it, sometimes it can still lead to the best outcome in the end. So I think that's important to say here. So kind of an underworld journey, coming out of an underworld journey, coming out of a shadow. She was stuck in her shadow work, mental and emotional blocks. But, and Michael is on here again. with the Queen of Swords upright. It's like I think your mom's used to working through blocks self-destructively. Sometimes it works against her, and she gets stuck in certain cycles, or she ends up like having to learn another lesson, and it doesn't work out in her favor. But in this case, I actually think that this is going to help her have a fresh perspective about what she needs to do to move on from whatever this big, heavy that in her life with the Ten of Wands. To tell you the truth, I kind of feel like it was like a prominent relationship in her life. I'm not sure, like maybe she's finding closure from like a parental figure, or she's knowing she needs to move on from like a prominent friendship or romantic or sexual relationship in her life, but she's been hanging on too tightly to it, and she wanted to get to the root of the issue. I feel like she did in her own way, because the Queen of Swords is clarifying it too. Like, although Michael's here and he's like, there was another way to do this. It's in reverse, and I take this as her coming out of her underworld journey where she experienced the block, the shadow self, the shadow journey. You know what I'm saying? With the Queen of Swords, like finally getting the answer. So if your mom is in the hospital or freshly out of the hospital, she had or is about to have like her aha moment about how she's going to work through this block. Unfortunately, it had to come in like a very physically alarming way. She feels like she couldn't have done it any other way. I'm hearing I couldn't have done it otherwise. So I do believe your mom struggles with like toxic self-destructive tendencies, though. There is another way to work through her blocks, and she needs to learn how to do it. But your mom's very stubborn. Let's see if we can get any more about why it happens. Seven of Swords, Three of Wands. Being kind of sneaky and sick of waiting. So like, how do I jumpstart this process? Like, I think if your mom was just a little more patient and actually like, just like communicated with herself better, like via journaling or, some kind of like healthy process to like process what she was thinking and feeling surrounding this big ending in her life, she could have avoided this whole process. But she was like getting sick of waiting with the Three of Wands. And so like with the Seven of Swords, she was like sneaky about it. Like, how can I jumpstart this process? There's kind of like a little bit of it makes sense because it's like Capricorn season right now. And, the shadow is like very prominent because the Devil card represents Capricorn. Yeah, because the bottom of the deck, we've got Empress energy. So she actually is working through like a heavy block that she was facing. I feel like she's going to come out of this and be all right. Her body is going to need to heal. But like in terms of the mental and emotional block she actually had a breakthrough, and it's going to help her stand stronger in her Empress energy. So, I'm really sorry that happened, but it does seem like something positive came out of it. If you're, and also Archangel Michael wants to say that like, if your mom were to work with him more and ask him for messages more, that, he could help her to find other ways. Okay. So let me see what you have to say about that. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was getting the vibe that she was a pedestrian. I'm thankful it wasn't worse too. Yeah, if you feel like, see, it was like the microdose was beneficial, but like I feel like she kind of needs someone to be like with her the entire time if she were to try it again. And then if she were to talk to Michael more, she could find other ways to work through her blocks rather than being self-destructive, because I can sense that your mom it does this a lot in her life. Yeah. And can be like a little overly controlling about her process. Oh, I totally understand why you would think that, but it wasn't your fault at all. If anything, I feel the microdose coupled with the self-destructiveness of your mom actually helped her have the breakthrough that she needed. Yeah, she did. And Michael was trying to help her, but she deliberately didn't listen. So You're welcome. I'm sorry, you know, it's heavy and I was like, I hope she doesn't get too triggered by this, but like it's also the truth. And I also see like how something good came out of it too. Yeah, well, she really, like, based on the energy that I'm getting here, like, she really needs to learn, like, better, not really, I wouldn't say coping mechanism. I would say, like, when she is hitting a block in her life, to try different ways of working through the block rather than something self-destructive. And that's just on your mom entirely. That's 100% what she needs to do. Because sometimes it works out for her, but like I said, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Lore Lozano. Yeah, that's awesome. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Please let me know. Yeah, you can just pay on PayPal, and then there's one person next, and then it'll be you. I go in order. So Gemma Rose, there's somebody's already paid, and then another person who I think is about to pay, and then you, if you want to pay $10. Otherwise, I did a tarot sexual card. Pick a card. Tarot sexual magic. Pick a card at the beginning of this video for everybody. So when this is over, you can go listen to it again. There's 3 piles, so that's free readings. Lorena. Cool. Sounds good. Oh, Kayla, I'm so glad you're doing better. Yeah, I'm good. It's been a crazy Capricorn season. There's been a lot, but I know that really all of us are going through it, like personally and collectively. So I think based on everything, like I think I'm doing good. I'm getting a lot stronger too. Kind of scary stronger, but like in like a good scary way. Yeah. But a lot of things are coming up for me like emotionally that I'm like, okay, I'm still working through this. Okay. All right. I'm still navigating this. Like, okay. Just trying to get used to like a new way of like Jill. And that Jill is still kind of forming. Does that make sense? So it's weird. Yeah. Okay, Raquel. Raquel, you're next. Of course, I have to pee, damn it. Also, Gemma Rose, I have TikTok where I post free pick a cards like all the time. So just find me on TikTok under JungleVixen. You guys, okay. I'm going to answer Raquel's question, and then I'm going to go pee. I think I can wait that one. Hey, girl. Okay. Are they going to see each other again? And if so, when? Okay. Okay. Let's get to see each other again. I want to be sure. Okay. So trust is on the bottom. I feel like maybe, all right, the first message Spirit wants me to give you is a little challenging. I apologize for that. I think that you hanging on very tightly to the idea of him and thinking about him a lot kind of makes his energy like repel, and not because he doesn't want you, but I think that maybe like there's a little bit of because it's like when you have a connection with somebody, they can pick up on when you're thinking about them, when you're, even if they don't know exactly why they're picking up on you. But I think that like maybe kind of like desiring the connection too much, thinking about him too much. If he's not sure why, he's not coming back towards it because there's like a fear or there's like expectant energy that he can feel, and he's just like, I don't know, I'm not sure. It's just keeping him in like an I don't know, I'm not sure, because there's just like too much energy coming at him. So that was the first message. So we've got no, and I think that's why it's the message. It's not that you're not going to come back together, but there's a possibility that you might not if you don't redirect your energy, because he doesn't do well with like expectant energy. And I'm not even saying it's a bad thing because you want something good. It's just that he doesn't do well with like anyone expecting anything from him. Like, it's a trigger for him, and he can feel like an expectant energy coming from you. And that's like why he's staying away. Okay, so there's an element of you redirecting your energy and like not thinking about him as much if possible, not, you know, being on his social media if possible. Because I feel like in your manifestation process of him coming into your life, what you're doing, whether you're consciously doing it or not, I'm not exactly sure what your process is, but as you're manifesting him into your life, the final stage of actually getting him to come to you, we'll keep clarifying, by the way, is to let go. To fully let go. And that means to not think about it, not reach out to him, not be on his page, which I know is extremely difficult. But, you know, however you need to do it. That's what I'm feeling here. But let's just clarify. So the specific question of, are they going to come back together again? Are they going to come back together again? And if so, when? Please. Yeah, I feel like I understand about feeling, and I feel like I should address this. I totally understand about feeling anxiety with all the social distancing and everything going on in the world, et cetera, right now, right? But I think that part of that anxiety is being like directed at him. Of course, not because you want it to be, you know what I mean? But like he's picking up on that anxiety energy from you, and that's kind of like, you know, making him kind of stay away because he's like picking up on like something that he doesn't like, you know, like his energy is not attracted to. I'm feeling this is entirely subconscious though. I don't think he consciously wants to stay away from you. I really don't. Especially because now I just looked at the bottom, it says success. But also it was in reverse. So it's more like a possibility for success if you redirect your energies. So are they going to come back together again? And if so, when? We could just focus on that question. Says, okay, ask your angels almost flipped over. So ask them to send you a sign in the near future. What's that about? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. It says yes in the near future. See, sometimes spirit thinks it's like soon is like fall. Because I've had it come up in my readings and in other people's readings. It's like spirit's idea of soon is different than the human ego mind's idea of soon. So I'm kind of feeling like, is that what, like, yes, there will be another opportunity for them in the fall. It says trust within the next few months. No need to worry, compromise. Yes, this is exactly what I was feeling. It's up to you. It's on the bottom here. It's up to you in the sense that you have to reverse your energy and focus more on yourself and solidify this within your, like, make it a part of who you are in general. For yourself, but also like if you want to continue things with him, he'll just always kind of stay away or like show up and then ghost you if he always feels that there's like, if he feels subconsciously that there's too much energy coming at him. This is definitely like some kind of like childhood wound, or like, I'm feeling childhood, I'm feeling like parental, like I'm feeling like mom, honestly. Sorry, I have to pee really fast, that's why I'm a little shifty. I'm thinking mom. I'm thinking his mom has always like been too up in his business. You know what I mean? Like coming from a good place of being a mom, but like has been like needing to know what he's doing and like has expectations of him. And I think that like anytime anyone, you know, is like too much in his energy field, he repels it. Because he's like, I don't want that. I haven't wanted that my whole life and I've got nothing but that, like from his mom. So you know what I mean? Because it's up to you is on the bottom. Okay, it's up to you if you can, because it's not like you even need to know all his business. You know, I'm not saying that like you're like his mom in that way. But anytime, especially a woman, is like he feels their energy is too much in his energy, to his liking, to his, he pushes it away. And it's just a tendency that he has. And I feel like you're working up to this of reconnecting with him, and spirit's planned it this way for you to work on like being like totally independent in your energy too. Like I think this is like meant to be like a personal process for you. Because really, if you think about it, all humans are conditioned to be codependent, and really like we all kind of tend towards it at times. I mean, maybe not every single one of us, but you know what I mean? Like even me, I'll admit it, like I'm still working through like possibly like how I can be that way at times. And, you know, am I evolving out of it? And, you know, how do I continue to evolve out of it? So I feel like that's going to be your process too, leading up to seeing him again, because you have to be totally able to like rein your energy back in and be completely self-focused when he needs it, if you guys are to ever have a relationship. Because it says trust within the next few months, which in this deck means up to 6 months, so that kind of makes sense. But like not even necessarily 6 months, like let me just tell you. So the cards in this deck are within the next few weeks, within the next few months, a year from now. So, you know, that could definitely fall into fall. Oh, and by the way, I did a sexual magic pick a card at the beginning, and I think you are pile 2, whichever one I mentioned fall in. So go listen to that at the beginning. No need to worry. And with compromise, yeah, it's kind of like, not that you're learning, not that you're not good at compromise, because I sense that you are, but like you're learning to know when to pull your energy back, even if someone isn't like being clear in their communication about it. That like you may have certain expectations, but expectations are what pushes him away, and that is his own issue that he should work on, especially since he has like pretty bad communication around it. But this is kind of just how you would solve it on your end. And I think that like all this self-work in the process is making you very solid in your own energy field and knowing when to pull your energy back. But with the compromise card, keep in mind that if you get really good at it and then you don't have these expectations, or you don't think about him too much, or like you don't reach out to him too much, and you guys reconnect in the fall and you rekindle, keep in mind though that like you also need to be in a good place. It's good to kind of practice this and get this solidified now, where you're not afraid to also, when the timing's appropriate, when you feel like the timing's appropriate, be like, like I have needs and these are my needs, and, listen to him and encourage him to communicate his needs, and find a way to compromise between the two. Because I see this potentially becoming a problem where like you overgive and give him overgive in the sense of giving him like too much space, enough space that the space that he feels he needs, but then your needs don't get met. I think that there's a danger there of like, you don't want to lose him so badly that you pull your energy back anytime you sense that you may be wanting something from him. But Spirit wants you to know that like your needs are valid too, and compromise is necessary for you to be happy too in this dynamic. So I kind of want to know, like, is he going to be capable? Is he going to be willing to like listen and work through his own issues too? If things were to play out in this way, because it is kind of up to you. Oh my God. Again, it's up to you. That's interesting. It's a lot. Yeah. I mean, it still feels like this is meant to come back around for you. Listen to your intuition. Don't ignore your own needs is what I'm feeling. Anytime that like your heart and soul like actually really need something, make sure that you're speaking up from that place. But I think like up until the point where you have the opportunity to reconnect again, I think that you're really working to be in a place where like when you do speak up, it's for a good reason. It's not just because like, oh no, I really need my partner like right now. You know what I mean? Like you're working on that independent energy of like, well, I'm not going to really ask for something unless I really need it, like really need it, peaceful resolution. Like I definitely feel like you're both going to be really happy to see each other again. Something will be resolved, something will be understood when you come back together, because you definitely like confused and in this question mark energy, which, doesn't help with anxiety. Absolutely. But you're definitely like going through a self-healing, self-love, self-care process. Romance is still in the cards for you guys. But then it's up to you is on the bottom. So it is about how you work through this energy, because if you don't, now, all this whole process of what I've been talking about, then it's just not naturally going to be able to come together energetically based on his personal blocks. Communicate clearly. This is everything we've been saying, and there will be another opportunity. That's beautiful. So let's see what you said. No, don't even be hard on yourself. Like, I get it, because like I feel like we're all like that right now. Like we're all just trying to hang in there, because even if like no matter what anyone's life circumstances or what they're watching or listening to, like humans are all part of the collective and on this planet. So the energy that we're all going through, we all feel it. So, and we're all going like the whole planet, the Schumann resonance is rising. So the energy field of the planet is getting like higher in vibration, which is causing global energy purge, and then we've got like the environment all out of whack, and then we've got all the like political, socioeconomic like chaos, which is affecting all of us personally. So like, don't judge yourself. Like, just work on that like self-care, self-love biz. Yeah. That's why like you're working through anything on your end that may come off like codependently towards him. You know what I mean? Like expectant, like I was saying. And then once you're solid in that, then, working to communicate like and reach out and, expect something when you actually need it. And then, make sure that he's actually saying what he feels he needs, and then making sure that he's actually going to compromise with you. And just as long as like you're in that kind. See, I think the difference is like you have the ability to be like kind and soft and listen. Like his mom feels extremely like overbearing. So like you getting really balanced in your energy field of being able to like speak up, but also be soft. Like there's a possibility that compromise and romance will be good with you guys. It's just like not the easiest dynamic. Yep. Because the peaceful resolution card, you're right. You will know what you feel when, and also sometimes like I'm hearing the word time heals. Words. Cool. Okay. Lorena, you're next, but I have to pee really bad. So I swear I'll be super fast. Sorry, I do better with water than I do with like an energy drink. That just went right through me. No, like you need another. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. So Lorena, whenever you're ready. Aw, aren't you sweet, Raquel? She's a classy lady. I love it. Many blessings and health for you too. Oh, and just so you know, like just my like, friend to friend. I use lavender oil. I put it in my diffuser. I fill up the whole room for my anxiety. And then I also use valerian root, which is like an all natural root in like a pill. And it's so cheap. Like you can actually get it like even like I noticed that Rayleigh's and Bel Air have it. I'm not sure where you live or if you have Rayleigh's and Bel Air, but like typical grocery stores should have valerian root. And that helps so much with anxiety. And also for me, like if I'm feeling like anxious, if I dance, like if I just give the energy an outlet, like if I dance or if I write or if I sing, like there's just too much energy that needs to come out. I feel better, but you might be like, yeah, duh, but you're not. So I wanted to tell you. Okay, Lorena. What a cool name. Jealous. I wish I had a cool name like that. Okay, you would love to know the potential of the relationship between you and Stefan Goyrand, what he thinks of it and you, and if there's any specific blockage. Ooh, I love this. The potential of the relationship. Let's start there. We can do this there too. Oh. So, this is a love oracle. Potential relationship. Potential relationship. Okay. So, bottom of the deck. I literally just channeled the image of like you and him, just like sweet little kisses, like all over. Very playful, very like fiery sweetness. Okay. A few fell. 1, 2, 3. Oh, how cute. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting kind of like a story here to start. So I feel like dating, keeping things light at first, going on dates. Also, like I'm kind of feeling like adventurous, fun, playful dates. Like plan them. And this is what's going to keep the fire alive. Because like, you know, I was getting that like fiery, cute, playful kind of energy. This is like your happy place together. Okay. Also, your soulmates, which is beautiful. Your soulmates. So I don't know how familiar you are with the soulmate concept, but you have a lot of soulmates in life, and they can be friends, family, lovers. I've definitely seen this come out in multiple readings now where I can say it as an absolute fact. You have a soul connection. You are meant to come together for a reason, and there is a destined partnership here. The only thing that I can feel so far is a danger of staleness. I'm not sure if this is like important for you or him. I think both though. Yeah, so there's this. Keep the dating going. You are soulmates. Keep it fresh, keep it adventurous, you know, kind of plan different kinds of dates. As much as possible based on like your, you know, situation where you're living and the possibilities and everything. But adventure will keep things alive. I keep getting that message over and over and over. So just remember that. Okay. So I think that you've been in separation. And in case you were wondering, he does miss you. Like, I think you're currently in separation. Well, clearly, duh, you're asking. Yeah, sorry, it's like, duh, Jill. Yeah, I'm Jill. I don't know if you knew that's my real name. Like, duh, Jill, of course, that's why she's asking. But, like, these came out together. So, like, it's important for you to know, like, it says sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. Like, in case you're wondering, he's feeling all this too. And he's thinking about reaching out to you right now. Okay? Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So, like feeling sad that like you're not in each other's life enough. That's what I'm feeling. And thinking about you and wanting to reach out to you. That's the energy I'm getting right now. Maybe not like so much of the sadness energy, but like more like feeling the separateness from you and wanting to reach out and give you a call. Okay. It's not like a total heavy sadness kind of energy. So when? Like more or anything else that needs to come out of here. Oh. I'm hearing soon. Like like, I'm thinking it's soon enough to the point where maybe even the cards from this deck might not apply. So we'll just see what comes out. Because there's only within like the next few weeks, within the next few months, and within a year in this deck. So let's just see what comes out. Oh, cool. So it's your flipper. Oh my God, it almost just fell. Flip. So within the next few weeks. I'm feeling like week or two. Closer to 2. I just heard closer to 2, like about 2 weeks. And then this one came out too. Things will get better. In case you're worried, like, well, what happened to him, or why is he not reaching out, or what's going on, which you're clearly wondering about. It's going to get better between the two of you. He is going to reach out to you in about 2 weeks at this point, based on the current timeline, which feels pretty solid, by the way. Timelines can change, but this feels pretty solid. Yes. So, like, in case you're wondering if he's going to reach out to you, call you, send you a message, yes. And it's going to be via phone, or like, you know, some kind of social media through the phone. But I'm thinking it's via phone. I think it's an actual phone call. You are soulmates. I do have to say there is a danger of coming together and then separating, and then coming together and then separating if you guys don't keep the adventure and the fire like kindled. So that, you know, don't ever get too comfortable. Even if I'm feeling like a destined relationship, but make sure like it always feels like you're dating. Yeah. It says falling in love on the kisses card. Like, that's the potential for your future falling in love. Okay. What he thinks of it and you. And then that's the blockage. And it's not even really a blockage. It's just something to keep an eye on. Make sure it's always fresh and adventurous and fun and playful. A danger of like getting too comfortable around each other. I mean, we all face that, but that feels like a big one. And then what does he think of it and you? Oh, I wanted to do this one too. And then we'll get to the archetypes so I know exactly. Yeah. So I don't know if you believe in this or not, but you did have a relationship together in a past life too, which is also why there's a danger of getting too comfortable. You've known each other before. That's beautiful. Yeah, you're soulmates and you were together in a past life. It's probably also why you felt so comfortable so quickly. You know, like you really did already know them, you know, even though this version of you was meeting for the first time. It wasn't a first time meeting. I was kind of feeling this vibe, like, even just within these next 2 weeks, which are actually quite supportive for self-work, astrologically speaking, because we're going through so many like big transits that are causing like upheavals individually and collectively, as we can see, right? Within the next 2 weeks, about 2 weeks leading up to him reaching out to you, you're being encouraged to just like love yourself a little extra, like pleasure yourself a little extra, spoil yourself a little extra. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I also feel like this could be a potential area of, you know, danger within the dynamic between the two of you. Like, if you don't love yourself enough to the point where it's like, you always speak up for what it is that you need and want, like from a strong yet soft place, as well as like kind of have your own stuff going on, your own passions, friendships. You know what I mean? Like, this is what attracts him to you, is like your zest for life, your independent kind of energy too. So, you know, it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Keep that in mind. Yeah. But I also feel like you're being encouraged to do it like a little extra and just kind of like continuously, like not even just do it for 2 weeks and then stop. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want it to come across that way if it potentially is. But I think that there's something you're going to be experiencing within the next 2 weeks that's going to become like a passion of yours, or, you know, like, I'm feeling kind of in the realm of hobby/life purpose. So I'll leave you with that, and ongoing, and something to develop and maintain. I kind of feel like there's also maybe like in your personal life, and this is kind of just popping in, but I think it's important for you to hear. In your personal life, like life purpose, like who you are, the way you see yourself, like the way you express yourself, it kind of feels like constantly like changing and changeable, and a need for that, to not get too comfortable within a certain dynamic or way of being, and to always keep the passion alive in your life. There's a danger in your own life, and you've possibly seen it play out where like you get too comfortable and things get stale. So you're being like challenged to not only rise to the occasion within this romantic partnership, but then within your own life, because that's only going to make your partner more attractive to you on top of it. So yeah, and kind of make you invincible if you think about it. Okay. And then to close out your reading, what is he thinking about, like, the future with you and you? And this is the archetype deck. Ooh. You shouldn't fell. Oh, that's probably a weird angle. Okay. He's definitely struggling with an internal kind of shadow trigger right now, and I can talk to you about that because it's affecting him in reaching out to you too. So the sadness does apply. I just didn't want it to sound like deeper than it actually. Anyway. Okay. So the bottom of the deck, in terms of how he's feeling about the future with you and you in general, the bottom of the deck is the shadow attribute of the detective. And this I'm taking as like not seeing things clearly because it's through a lens of an internal blockage of his. So we've got the shadow attribute of the addict here. And then I felt like the shadow attribute of the slave went with it. Compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Like it's almost like too independent, too hermit, too much of a hermit, too much of a loner. Giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Yeah, I think he's kind of telling himself like, well, I'm just going to go with the flow and like trust in fate and destiny here without like being like, no, it's your fear of breaking out of this isolation, really. And he's trying to, he needs to come to that like aha moment and get like the reins back on this, because I can sense that because the guide's here. And it's like, you know, his spiritual path is leading him to you, but then he's like too comfortable in his aloneness. I feel like, yeah. I was going to say, I'm possibly feeling another energy, not necessarily, so I'm not going to. Yeah, I'll just leave it to fate. Like, no, bro, you got to pick up your phone. Okay. But it's a fear of intimacy, and it's a fear of breaking out of like this isolation where he feels comfortable and safe. Okay. It's like you triggered intimacy issues that he has. Okay. But then we've got the dilettante and the prince here. Romantic charm and potential for power. Like, he's definitely feeling excited about you. You know, this prince energy is kind of like a young teenage, like almost, you know, rising into a powerful position kind of excitement, hormonal kind of, you know what I mean? Like you kind of like awaken to the excited inner child of his. I also kind of like, I feel like a fear of her having too much power over me. Like, I think he like, there's a little bit of a struggle too with the energy we were just talking about. And then dilettante. You see, with the prince, it's like, this is like excited, creative, like inner child, young, fun energy. Because the dilettante's about being an artist for fun, not because you get status from it or power or money or, you know. I'm wanting to have fun with you, definitely. I definitely feel like at first he's going to want to keep things light and fun. And he kind of always needs to feel this way. Just make sure you're getting met too. And then we've got the shadow attribute of the servant and the networker. So let's kind of see what I'm picking up here. Yeah. With the shadow attribute of the networker, conveys information only for personal gain, not that part. Spreads fear and falsehood. I just feel like he's not being totally honest with himself, which ties back into the original message, because of a fear of intimacy and somebody having power over him and not wanting to come out of his isolation, handing things over to fate rather than like actually like following the guidance that he's receiving, which is towards you, as a soulmate. You know what I mean? Like to heal his intimacy issues. Something good for him, but he's not quite like piecing it together, although he's like really excited and like wants to have fun with you. You know what I mean? It's interesting. Using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life is here as the shadow attribute for the servant. So I guess he's also kind of not feeling like totally confident about how much money he has, which is affecting his self-esteem. So that also ties into the fear element of it. So he's working through some shadow issues surrounding this right now, but also feeling like really excited about it. So, okay, let me see what you had to say. Yeah, I think that you should focus on you entirely right now and like just love yourself extra, like with your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, and love yourself first, being at the top, and that'll just naturally like attract him back. And at this point he's going to reach out to you via phone in about 2 weeks. Definitely said within the next few weeks. Yeah, yeah, he's definitely the runner. He's definitely pulling the runner. The fear of intimacy, absolutely. The fear of facing the issue head on and away from it instead, which never helps. Yeah, that was an interesting little message that came in there at the bottom. So like he's struggling with a lot of different things in the realm of fear right now. But I'm also feeling like, since it sounds like you're talking about twin flame dynamic, there's mirroring going on, especially because within the next 2 weeks, it feels like you have like a lot to learn, but like in a good way. You know what I was saying about how like this is your opportunity, like leading up to him contacting you, like in the realm of like self-exploration and finding passions that end up like sticking with you and being a part of like your independent energy. So it kind of feels like within the next 2 weeks, you're both going to be experiencing like very like deep transformation in like a very positive way. But if you are mirroring and if you are twin flames, then it's going to be like very triggering for you too, but to help you heal, which is, you know, always the great thing. Good. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you loved it. Yeah. That makes me so happy. Awesome. Mayfair. Hi. Oh my God. Welcome. Oh, and yes, Shay, I'm trying to catch up. I think that you could be now, but let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. I can be all about loopy, guys. I blame my Libra placements. If I'm tired, then my Libra placements are extremely airy, so please forgive me for that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Shay, if you want to ask a... Yeah, because soulmates can definitely fall into the runner-chaser dynamic too, and soulmates can mirror each other. There's a possibility then that it's like you guys are going through something similar but different, and based on the times we're living in, we're all kind of having to like go through like big, deep personal transformations. But to be expecting for you too within the next few weeks. I think your next 2 weeks is probably going to be a little easier than his. I think that yours is in the realm of discovering new passions, like the information that was coming through. And I'm going to leave this public too, so if you want to come back and listen to your reading again, that's always helpful. Mayfair, not a twin flame. Okay. Good. Yay. Yeah, I was picking up on that energy. Good for you. Yeah, because hobbies become loves. Nice. Mayfair, are you a Libra sun? Moon, rising, Venus, Mars? I'm moon and rising Libra. And Shay, whenever you have another questions, let me know. I don't know if you heard me or if it things kind of like the connection is weird, so I thought I would say it again. I do love my Libra placements. Like, even when I'm Aries, I still got it together enough. Cool. Libra sun and rising. That's rad. You're welcome, Lorena. Cancer moon. Cool. The first person I fell in love with was a Libra sun, Cancer moon. That was a heavy hitter. Like, the first one I fell deeply in love with, you know, that one. Libra sun, Cancer moon. Were you saying that you're just not a twin flame? Oh, I felt good. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's start with Lilith. This one. First, there's hissing. So snake energy. Work with the snake as a spirit animal right now. Pay attention to anytime you see snakes. Look up the meaning behind it. Working with snake energy in a healthy way, the more of the light attributes of the snake is going to help develop your personal power. Yeah. And maybe even some of the dark aspects of the snake too, but not the evil ones. Because the dark, evil aspects of the snake can like be really bad. So first thing is she's hissing, and I'm picking up snake as a spirit animal for you. It's awesome. I'm hearing that. It's not even like the hissing noise. It's like that, you know, maybe it is a hissing noise, but you know, the snake noise. Okay. That's a lot. Okay. Let's just start using them all. Okay. So a lot came out from this deck, and she wanted me to use the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. Okay, and then this was popping out first. I'm going to start with this one. Put these down for a second. So, trust in this time of vulnerability. It doesn't make you weak. That's what she wants you to know. And she says, rely on the snake for strength. Kundalini. Okay. That aspect of the snake. Take care of yourself too. She's like, let yourself rest and emotionally nurture yourself. She's saying, remother yourself. You're capable. And she says, you're more capable than you think. And, you know, specifically take care of yourself in this vulnerability, because you are like this little worm right now. Kind of soft, vulnerable, sad, changing. You're going through, she's using the word metamorphosis right now. And she really wants you to know this does not make you weak. She says, if anything, this makes you strong. Okay. And it goes with this too on the bottom here. You inspire trust and confidence. This aspect of yourself, this vulnerable and soft side, is what is going to draw people to you. And I'm hearing the word clients too. It's what's going to draw clients to you in your spiritual practice, which you're developing. And she says she's proud of you and keep going. She's saying that's why things are so tough for you right now. Okay. Snow White and her animal friends, you inspire trust and confidence. And this talks about it's because Snow White was so pure. It's the purity. It's the purity that makes you a magnet, child. That's what she said. So I love deity channeling. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, and I've got chills, and they're prickly chills, like all over my body. Like there's a very like Lilith energy about channeling Lilith. Duh, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to figure out which order to read them in. Okay. Okay, yeah, this order. Okay, so this came out in reverse. So the delicate fairy and her ferrets. Don't let anyone outside of you, don't let their bites affect you. Don't let their prodding affect you. Don't let, protect yourself from it as much as you can. Protections as well as isolation will help you through this process. There's just an element here of her wanting you to know that like you're very powerful and you're also going through like a very transformational process, and just don't let anybody like interrupt that process right now. But at the same time, it's kind of like they couldn't, even if they wanted to. There's an element of you just holding a lot of power. Change is natural, good, and yes, it can hurt. Because with this being in reverse, I'm feeling it less about the ferrets being protective. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. It happens sometimes with channeling. But like more about them biting. Like I'm literally channeling these, like turning on her and biting her, like little bite marks and like little bloody bite marks all over her. So just be careful of other people right now, okay? That's what she wants you to know. It'll hurt. This process of metamorphosis, it'll hurt less if you protect yourself from outside influences. And as you change, you'll notice the people around you and the dynamics will change, positively speaking. But isolation is really just good for you, like all around right now. Not like all the time, not like, okay, don't go outside ever. You know what I mean? But she wants you to know that like, be careful because people are biting you right now and it is hurting. And you know, you really need to take care of yourself right now. Like that's like priority, and trust in your softness as being a magnet in terms of your life purpose, and something that actually makes you very strong and powerful. Get comfortable with that aspect of power and your power specifically. With this I am reborn here now in reverse, the butterfly ferrets. I see what's really interesting here. It's like we've got two ferret cards, one after the other. And then that was what I was getting from this one. The butterfly ferrets, I am reborn. Yeah, this represents the transformation of the people that will be around you. You know, it won't be like the reversal here of biting bitches, you know, bitches biting you. Like, you know what I mean? Fucking assholes, bitches, you know. It'll be like you're surrounded by people that have transformed too, and they're like magical beings too, you know what I mean? And I also feel like freshly out of their transformations too, when you think about the cocoon and the caterpillar and the butterfly. I'm hearing soul family, but you do need to go through your process first. The butterfly ferrets, I am reborn, 5. Pay attention to when you see 5s. It's just kind of reassuring you that you're transforming. Also, beware if you see too many 5s, that may be that you're falling into an energy of destructive chaos, which would be like, you know, the bad shadow attribute of the snake. And then work on your kundalini, which would be like the light attribute of the snake, to kind of restore yourself. Take care of yourself. I'm also feeling there's an element here of like, take care of your physical body with like exercise, eating well, you know, like the basics. It's just really going to enhance this process. Yeah, but you're rebirthing. You know, it's like you're vulnerable because you're becoming a stronger version of yourself. And you're strong as you're evolving, because to let yourself be soft is a strength in itself. Okay? And then to help you process what you're going through, try and tap into some more creative outlets than you're already doing right now. Or if you have some that you love and you're comfortable with, do it more. For like a lot of different reasons. It's going to be fun. It's going to be cathartic. It's going to be inspirational. Creativity, genius, writing, expression, artistic flow. See, it's like she's sad, but she's like transmuting that energy and transforming that energy and understanding that energy by, you know, being creative. So she wants you to know, like, start doing this more, or find new outlets, or, you know, experiment. I'm also getting a message before I move on to the last 2 cards of like having fun with your style, like experimenting with your style, which I see you're already doing. But Lilith is like cheering you on with this, like keep doing it. Also, it's going to be it's a creative outlet, you know, fashion is art. Yeah, hair, fashion, makeup, all of it. I'm hearing books. That might apply. But I heard the word books. So like either reading a book or writing, which will end up leading to a book. I kind of feel like it's more that. Writing now about your process, in the end, later on down the road, you can make a book out of it. It's going to contribute to your book, or if you've been thinking about like reading a book, do that. But I'm thinking it's more about you writing a book down the road. Look, it's time to become a great leader. Trust in this process because that's where it's leading you. Also, this card talks about like accepting differences, like allowing the universe to take care of you. You know, allowing yourself to get in that divine feminine energy of like receptiveness right now, in a place of like softness, taking care of yourself, relaxing, boundaries and isolation from anyone who would bite you, even if it's unintentional, even if it's subconscious, you know, even if it's whatever reason. Kind of get in that queenly receptive lounging, you know, position. Mentally, emotionally, physically, all of it. And then let the universe take care of you through this process, and see how it does. Because it's going to help you in the long run, especially as you step up into a leadership position. So you're less like, no, I'm fine. No, you don't have to do that. No, you know, that's part of it. And then one last card. She wants you to know, with the elder will teach you in reverse. Try and keep in mind. Ooh. Hold on. Sorry, these nails are getting problematic. And I'm about to lose a pinky nail, so I didn't want to lose another nail. So excuse me for interrupting there. Elders, those who can teach you, wise ones, can come in all forms. And I feel for you, it's a potential with like someone younger than you, or just someone you wouldn't expect. And I think that this is going to be a recurring theme throughout your life. To be open to wisdom in all its forms, regardless of who it's coming from. In the realm of younger people, possibly even children, as well as enemies. And trusting in this energy more. And this is going to be ongoing and recurring lessons throughout your journey. That was beautiful, huh? Let's see what you said. Okay, so I don't think there's been an update to the chat. So that's what Lilith wants you to know in terms of divine feminine energy and your path. And then Josh telling you he loves you and then ghosting you. So, okay, if you don't mind clarifying, because I want to make sure I get it correct. Do you want me to find out like what's the truth behind him telling you he loves you and then ghosting you, or what Lilith thinks about it? Or both? I'll wait to see what you say. Oh, don't be sorry. Yeah, and just keep in mind I'm going to keep it public too, so you can always come back and listen to it again. That's fine. For sure, I trust you. Yeah, no, you can definitely ask that question too. So I just want to clarify, do you want to know like what spirit and like your higher self and guides and angels and Josh's higher self and guides and angels want you to know about the truth of the situation? Or do you want to know Lilith's interpretation of the situation? Or do you want both? Cool. I was like specifically really guided to bring the Oracle of the Shapeshifters tonight to our session here. And I was like, okay, maybe it's for me. But no, it's for you. And I was admiring Lilith earlier today, so it was for Lilith. I love that. Okay. Yeah, because before I start the lives, I always call on everyone's higher self and guides and angels who sees this live, and then I call on the higher selves and the guides and angels of anyone involved in their readings or they need to hear to speak for the highest good of all. Like as I'm setting up like protections and calling everybody in and stuff, so it just flows nicely. We're going to start with messages from his higher self to you. And I go to this one. Josh's higher self. Yeah, so these were about to flip out and then almost go back in, but I could tell they were supposed to stay out. So he's been watching you. He's not letting you go. Okay, with I'm letting go and healing, but in reverse. He's not letting you go, but then I also feel like there's an element here of like he has some deep issues he needs to work on and he's not. But he's trying with that being on the bottom. He's got like a close eye on you, by the way. He's not letting you go, but then he's also not healing with this in reverse and clarified by on the bottom, like I'm trying. I'm also hearing, I'm trying to figure out how to approach you. I'm trying to figure out how to approach this. He definitely has a tendency to like love bomb and ghost. That feels like a problematic recurring cycle of his. And then wanting to like blurt and then run. I'm feeling that coming from the energy here. Like almost something blurting and then nothing coming out. That's what I'm feeling right now. Oh, see, look. Okay. Because it was like, boom, boom. I didn't even get a chance to see which card it was. It's a tendency of his. Okay, and then a bunch came out. Money, bottom. Oh, underlying energy, money. We'll see how that plays in. I don't know, I'm getting energy I don't really like from that. Let's see. Your spirituality scares him. Because we've got spirituality in reverse. I'll put these down for a second. And give me space. He doesn't understand it, and so he's scared. You know, like, that's what I'm getting from it with the spirituality in reverse and give me space. Like, I don't know about that. That's where he's at with, like, your spiritual practice right now. And I'm hearing and feeling intrigued. Okay? Not, like, totally against it, but scared and, like wanting to, like be like, whoa, with it. Got money here on the bottom. We've got fruits of my labors in reverse. He's not feeling good about his financial situation with the money being on the bottom. I kind of feel like he's not fully in his integrity in terms of how he gets money. He's definitely not liking his financial, he's not liking his financial situation with the fruits of my labor in reverse. And that also feels like it's taking up a lot of his time right now. There's an over focus on money and money as status, over focused. That was the first energy that I was like, I don't like this here. Like just being too obsessed with like the status of money and then like not sure how he feels about like your spiritual practice and like how publicly like and open, like, you know what I mean? Like he cares a little too much about like status and how people view him. And there's an overly concerned attachment to money. And also he's not feeling good about his money right now. See, it's like he wants, I want to say I love her, but then now I just want to play and have fun. So, you know, that's where he's at because he's scared. Now he's like, well, let's just keep things light and fun and play. But then he's not really even coming to you with that. He's just kind of watching you from afar right now, not wanting to let go, but also not really working on his healing. I kind of feel like he's like just partying right now, and then like work partying. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from him. Like not really doing any personal development or personal work, and just like just only focused on money. And then I kind of feel like whatever he does for money, not really like part of life purpose. It's just for the money and the status and etc. We're really concerned with that. So what he wants to say about telling you he loves you specifically. What do you want to tell her about that? Okay, this one. I'm not ready. That's what he wants to tell you. He does love you. He doesn't feel conflicted. He knows how he feels with this being in reverse. But there's also in reverse. I'm just not ready for love. Like, it's like he loves you, but he's also not ready for love. And the reason is because he's not living in his authentic truth. You know, he's not in his own like self-love vibe. There's definitely an admiration for you. I feel like your bravery inspires him, but also scares him. I'm hearing terrifies him. Yeah, because this was here kind of sideways. I didn't even see that until the end. Out of the deck. Like, living the life of his dream, he sees that you're going after your dreams. So there's kind of a, like, wishing he could be like you kind of energy in that way. Okay, let's find out a little more here. I definitely was feeling the whole time like he actually does love you, like as much as he's capable. But because it's not fully coming from a place of like being in your self-love energy and then loving someone. I feel like it's kind of like a he loves you and he kind of almost, I wouldn't say envies you, but like is inspired by you. Wishes he could be more like you in like pursuing his dreams courageously and publicly and being who he is no matter what, not giving a fuck what people think, you know, because he cares too much about it. It's hindering him. He's like overly in his ego. And then your spirituality scares him because he's overly in his ego. So what else can we get? So that's too many. So these flipped. Just put them right here. Just on the floor. Yeah, he's kind of reverting, kind of just going backwards and being like, oh, I just want to have fun now. I just want to, you know, let's play, and then seduction. And then, ooh. And then there's hesitation. Because he's like, oh, I just love bombed. Like, can we go back to just having fun and playing? He does like you, but now he wants to go back to you guys just dating and keeping things light. So I think was stabbed in the back here, like pain, like he's just going to be back and forth until he does his self-work. So just don't expect too much from him. Bottom of the deck is this one just came up. Self-indulgence. Yeah. This is how he is. Be careful of this guy. If you invest yourself too much emotionally, there's a possibility of getting heartbroken. And I think that he's possibly one of those ferrets that I was channeling the image of them biting you and leaving little like bloody bite marks on you. So just be careful with it, especially because you're going through such like a deep transformation and becoming like such a powerful being, which is something he really admires and actually really loves about you. Don't let him interfere with that process. And that makes sense because that would be what Lilith thinks of it. So. Oh, yeah. No, that's totally cool, Shay. I love you too. And I hope your mom gets better, like speedy recovery. And I wish her all the best. I wish her healing. I'm sending your mom healing. I'm sending you healing. I hope that you guys have like a nice, peaceful night. Or morning. I'm not sure what time it is there. Yeah, I love you, girlfriend. So there's that. All right. I don't think I missed any other. Cool. Just catching up on the chat. Anybody else want to chat? Have a question? I'm not really feeling like I need to do any things for myself right now. That's an improvement. Like I could, but I'm kind of also in overload off of everything I've experienced the past couple weeks, and I'm like, I don't really need to know anything else right now. Just I don't know about you guys, but shit's been real. Now I know that it's been real for all of us. Oh, Kayla, are you still here? I told you how I was doing and asked how you were doing, and I don't think you answered. Dragon Lady Kayla, you still here? I know sometimes the chat cuts out, so I just wanted you to know I did see that and I did answer you. I was curious how you were doing. Yeah, for sure. There was a I think the moon was visiting the south node on Sunday. So if you guys had any kind of like past life experiences or like your past self or people from your past revisiting like over the weekend or even up till now, like leading up to this new moon, that's why. Because I just saw for me the south node card, and then I felt inclined to just kind of mention that. Nothing too heavy. Let's just throw that out there. Real, but not too heavy. Doing my own reading. Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all, I guess I'm gonna go. I'll do another YouTube live either Saturday or Sunday this weekend, depending on my schedule. I'll post it. And I'm going to do a TikTok live maybe in the afternoon tomorrow or like, yeah. If not, like the next day or the day after that, if you guys follow me on TikTok. Otherwise, I'll be back on here this upcoming weekend because I know I missed this over the weekend because I was on a trip. I got caught up. So I love y'all. Bye. Oh, and you can email me too anytime. Okay. You can always find my email in the description of like all the videos I post. Not the lives, but the picket cards. Bye. I love you.